What a busy week here in the United Nations. We have Security Council meetings on Afghanistan, on Syria chemical weapon report, on Sudan and South Sudan, on Haiti, but still, Gaza situation dominated the agenda, from General Assembly to Security Council. But let me give you one day to demonstrate how packed this week was. I call it Crazy Monday. On Monday, we had two General Assembly sessions on Gaza, one about U.S. veto of Algerian draft resolution to call for a ceasefire in Security Council, another one about the situation of UNRWA, UN Relief Agency for Palestinian Refugees. As reporters, we also have not one but three briefings, including one from Pramila Patten, Special Representative of the Secretary General on Sexual Violence in Conflict, releasing its report about the sexual violence in Hamas' October 7th attack, and the one from Philippe Lazzarini about UNRWA and its mandate. When talking about the veto again, U.S. Deputy Ambassador Robert Wood urged member states to support its new draft resolution.
To support these sensitive negotiations, we have circulated a draft Security Council resolution that calls for a temporary ceasefire together with the release of all hostages as soon as possible. We have appreciated the opportunity to collaborate with colleagues in the Council on this text and hope that it can be adopted.
Well, in the draft resolution, we see the text of 6-week ceasefire, which many believe is in parallel to the ongoing negotiation between Israeli government and Hamas. Once deal reached, the draft will be put to a vote. However, the Israeli ambassador Erdan continued his criticism on the UN because of UN's silence on sexual violence by Hamas.
You will finally understand that the UN has become a collaborator with rapists and perverts. If the UN's deafening silence continues despite the findings in the report, this will definitely be the last nail in the UN's coffin. It will lose any remaining legitimacy.
And then he was recalled by Israeli government because of the same reason. Interestingly, here is how the spokesperson of the Secretary General replied. Israel recalls its UN ambassador because of what they call the UN silence on Hamas sexual violence. Do you have any comment on this?
Frankly, I'm not sure I know how to answer that question. That announcement was accusing the Secretary General of trying to bury a report was made literally an hour, 2 hours before a press conference presenting the report.
And then in the afternoon, UNRWA Commissioner General Philippe Lazzarini urged the member states not to abandon UNRWA. And he pointed out that so far, no further information is yet to be received by UNRWA about the October 7th attack accusation. And UNRWA is, quote, facing a deliberate and concerted campaign to undermine its operations and ultimately end them.
Let me stress what is at stake. If no meaningful action is taken to correct the disastrous course we are on. In the short term, the entire humanitarian response in Gaza will crumble. Implementing the International Court of Justice order and the resolution of the Security Council calling for increased humanitarian aid will become impossible.
Now we're closely watching whether there's going to be a ceasefire deal before Ramadan, and if so, how will the UN make a difference on humanitarian situation in Gaza? But before we go, here is how the UN spokesperson reacts the question on possible second term of the US President Donald Trump. I think you're going to hear this question from time to time, so let me fire the first shot. Today, with Ms. Nikki Haley dropping out of the race.
No, I have no comment. Okay? Thank you
I
all.
just want to ask, is the UN ready for a possible Trump
thank you
term?
very much. And bon appétit.